Hello Virgo, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. How are you guys? Thank you so very much for tuning in. This is your love and life reading focusing on the first half of September. So September 1st through the 15th, a very happy birthday for those who will be celebrating birthdays throughout that time frame. And it's general as always, guys. It's not going to resonate with every single Virgo out there. So please do take from it whatever makes sense for you and let the rest go. I do offer private readings, and all of that information is down below in the description box, as well as a list of all of the card decks that I typically use for my readings. All right, so starting off, I wanted to pull focus messages as I often do for my readings. This is a brand new deck for me. It's from the Waite Tarot, and she creates these decks that are very matter of fact and to the point, and this is one of them. As you can see, based off of the name of this card deck, it's basically entitled, What the Fuck is the Problem? So let's take a look and see, Virgo, what problems need to come to the surface that you may either already know and are aware of them, or it might be lurking beneath the surface and it just needs to be addressed. So let's take a look at that. All right, so what is the problem here, guys? What is the problem for Virgo? Don't say shit you don't mean just because you're mad. This definitely applies to some of you. Okay, some of you guys really needed to hear this. Don't say shit you don't mean just because you're mad. I'm a Virgo as well, and I can certainly relate to that. All right, so let's grab one more. You confuse your own damn self. You confuse your own damn self. Some of y'all really needed to hear that. Okay, so let's add to this with some whispers of love messages. So we're first tapping into what may potentially be the problem here, and we are now grabbing a message coming from a space of love, pouring love into a situation. Have faith. This is a reminder for Virgo that you need to have faith. Trust your faith in the situation. So whatever is challenging you at this time, whether it is in relation to a romantic partner, relationship, or some other aspect of your life that might be challenging you at this time, Virgo, you need to have faith, because at the end of the day, it may potentially work itself out. It may not always work itself out the way we are wanting, but it will certainly work itself out the way it's meant to. All right, guys, so let's start this reading with the Twin Flame Shadows deck. This is by Angela from Mystic Moon. This taps into the darker aspects of a connection, of a situation, a relationship, more than likely. So oftentimes I do tap into the energies of those of you who are in separation. There is no communication and or very little communication with the person that you are thinking about for this reading. So since this is tapping into what is in the shadows, what is beneath the surface, more than likely you are not aware of what is happening with this person you might be thinking about, or these are certainly aspects of the situation that are lurking beneath the shadows. Okay, so it's not exposed. These are elements that you might not be aware of. Perhaps you might have your suspicions, but it just has not been brought into the light, so to speak, you know? So these elements are in the shadows of a connection, a situation that you are thinking about for this reading, Virgo. So let's take a look and see. There's that cold energy. So you might be thinking about a particular person for this reading if they happen to be giving you the cold shoulder, or there's just this cold energy in the relationship, or that the relationship has just gone cold. You know, more than likely because you guys are no longer speaking, or you've lost a connection in 3D, and perhaps you might still be connecting in the 5D, but as far as a 3D connection, you guys are in separation, and or there is this distance here. So going back to the focus messages, don't say shit you don't mean just because you're mad. Perhaps some of you guys had an argument, You ended up saying things that you now regret. This could also be reversed, and that's the other person that has regrets over what they've said to you. And you have to stay focused because there is that confused energy that's coming through here. But it is a reminder that regardless of where things are at the moment, the angels are wanting you to have faith in the situation, because there might be something else that's going on in the shadows, okay, that you might not even be aware of. Perhaps the universe is working on your behalf to actually work things out, so you have to have faith. All right? What else, please, for Virgo for the first half of September, angels and spirit guides? What else is in the shadows of the situation? Pitiful. Interesting. I typically tap into divine masculine energy with that particular card. So there's a divine masculine who is coming forward with that pitiful energy. Perhaps you pity them. Or perhaps they are wanting your pity, possibly. For me, this is coming through with some sort of negative type vibe from a divine masculine based off of their own actions. They haven't been acting from a good place energetically, and so it possibly might be biting them in the ass now, you know. So let's add to this. Let's see what else. There is a warning that's coming through here for Virgo. And it's interesting, you know, if you look at both of these pictures, it almost looks like the same type of dark energy coming forward from that photo. And it almost looks like he's in that same tunnel, or it looks like a tunnel. So there's some sort of warning that's coming through here for Virgo. We'll add to that with some tarot and let's see what it'll tell us. But there are some red flags in regard to a particular situation that you might be dealing with or thinking about. It doesn't necessarily just have to be about love and romance. So tread lightly in your decision-making process, Virgo. Walking away. I just did an Aries reading and this same card came through. So for some of you guys who are cross-watchers, you might be thinking about an Aries, possibly. Doesn't have to be. Just thought I'd mention that. But I do have a divine feminine, more than likely, who is choosing to walk away from a divine masculine who's coming forward with this cold energy. Perhaps I have two people here who are confused about what it is that they ultimately want to do. Let's grab one more. What else is in the shadows here for Virgo? Judgmental. Somebody's being very judgmental in this scenario. So it could either be you, Virgo, or I'm feeling more so it's the person that you're thinking about, where they possibly judged you incorrectly, or they jumped the gun possibly, as far as how they perceived you possibly. But somebody's coming forward here judging the other person, and I'm just feeling that they judged you unfairly, and yeah, I'm feeling somebody walked away here. Somebody choosing to walk away. Disconnecting. All right, Virgo, let's add to this with some tarot and let's see what else. Let's see what else needs to come through here. So somebody's walking away. And even though I'm tapping into divine feminine energy there, guys, it doesn't have to be a female. You know, whoever is identifying with that message of walking away from a situation, walking away from somebody who has judged you unfairly, walking away from somebody who is giving you the cold shoulder. Perhaps they've ghosted you, they're ignoring your texts, your phone calls. All right, let's see. Let's see what else. We do have the Nine of Wands coming through here. That is fire energy for some of you. So you might be thinking about a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. Part of that Nine of Wands energy is tapping into something that comes to fruition. And Nine of Wands is resilience. It is persistence. Somebody who's not giving up, regardless of how difficult it's been. You've got grit, you know. You're taking a last stand. So for some of you guys, perhaps you're willing to give somebody one last chance to prove themselves. But I'm also getting the message that even though you're willing to give this person one last chance, they're almost not taking action towards manifesting any sort of reconnection. There is that cold energy. So rather than trying to work things out, I do have some of you guys, especially my divine feminines, choosing to walk away from it. What else, please, for Virgo? Angels and spirit guides. What else, please? What else, please, for my Virgos for the first half of September? Angels and spirit guides. We do have the Chariot, but the Chariot is coming up reversed. The Chariot in reverse is lack of control, a lack of direction, and there's also that level of aggression coming from someone. For some of you, you might be tapping into the energies of a Cancer. But yeah, somebody has lost their sense of direction here. A lack of control. Could very well be the divine masculine in this scenario. What else, please, for Virgo? Angels and spirit guides. What else do we need to know here in regard to love and life for the first half of September? For Virgo, please. We now have the Eight of Cups coming up reversed. Some of you guys are thinking of a water sign. So Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Eight of Cups is wanting to escape. And there is a level of disappointment that comes through. Typically, that's what it would represent if it was in the upright, but it is coming up reversed. So the Eight of Cups in the reverse is avoidance, a fear of change, fear of loss. And it's, you know, right next to the Chariot reversed with a lack of control and a lack of direction. So somebody's afraid to welcome in the necessary changes that need to happen here. It could very well be what I'm tapping into is a divine masculine energy. And perhaps that's why we have a divine feminine who is choosing to walk away, especially if she's waited for what seems like forever. She's waited a long time for this divine masculine, I'm feeling, and there just hasn't been any sort of movement. You know, it's like a love that was totally hot and fiery, and it's now coming forward with that cold energy. And not to say that the connection has fizzled, because I do feel for some of you guys there is this intense spiritual connection still. You guys still feel each other's vibrations, but in the 3D, you're not interacting. That's what's coming through here. Three of Cups. Some of you guys had a third party. Or this person that you're thinking about, Virgo, for this reading was part of a third party. Once again, water energy here for some of you, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But, you know, it doesn't have to be. It could be any sign. This typically taps into friendships and community. But in this instance, it's picking up off of that third party element. I do feel, though, Virgo, that when you did spend time with this person, they made you really happy. They made you very happy. And especially if you were a part of a third-party situation and you may have already been in a committed relationship. You know, there were a lot of angry words that were exchanged there between you and your partner, possibly, once they found out about the third party. Yeah, it was difficult. It wasn't easy. And look at this bottom card, your very own energy here, Virgo. That is the Hermit. So part of this walking away energy is going within. That is part of that Hermit energy, going within, withdrawing, being a loner, tapping into your loneliness, certainly. Searching for answers to whatever is challenging this connection, or to your life's problems if you have some issues in your life that are being challenged at this time. You're really trying to figure things out on your own. You know that you need to make decisions here, but you're also trying to be cautious in your decision-making process. You don't want to do anything hasty. You're trying to follow your heart, but I do feel that other people tend to give you all sorts of opinions and interject their energies into what it is that you need to do. And with that Hermit energy, you just need to follow your heart, follow your gut. What is it that it's telling you to do? What is the next step in your life? You know, part of this walking away process, where are you walking towards? Who are you walking towards? So you got to look within yourself for those answers and focus on seeking and finding those solutions to those problems. And this also has the possibility of people from the past re-entering our life. So yeah, for some of you guys, this person who is initially coming forward with that cold energy, despite the warning that's coming through here, some of you guys will be reconnecting with this person. Even though you chose to walk away and end the connection, you may still hear from them again. It's, of course, up to you how you choose to handle that interaction. But part of the Hermit's energies as well is that one phase of your life is coming to a close and it's the dawning of a next phase, you know, walking away towards something else, someone else, a new chapter in your life. Let's add to this, guys, with some romance angels. So angels and spirit guides for Virgo. What else do we need to know, please, at this time? For the first half of September, September 1st through the 15th. So some of you guys may certainly hear back from a person that you have lost touch with. It's been a good while, I'm feeling. And I do feel for some of you guys, you know, the way you think about this person, it runs hot and cold. Like 1 second you're remembering all the good times when things were so hot and passionate between the two of you. And then 1 second you're realizing, God, I haven't heard from this person in years. And then that energy just runs cold. And you start thinking about something else or someone else, or just trying to move on with your life. Possibly thinking that, you know, you guys are never going to get back together anyway, so why bother investing in that type of energy? But part of the Hermit's energies is that some people that you are in separation from the past, they will return. They will return. So it's up to you, Virgo, whether you want to entertain that reconciliation or reconnection with this person. But, you know, try to not overthink it. You know, that's possibly part of the confused energy that's coming from that focus card. You confuse your own damn self. Just figure out what it is that you want. Go within with that Hermit energy. Find those answers and stick to it. All right, for Virgo, please, angels and spirit guides. We do have finances and career coming through here. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Whether those issues are positive ones or negative ones, of course, it depends on your situation, Virgo. So take that for however way that makes sense for you. And I do feel for some of my Virgos that, you know, finally your finances are actually really going quite well. We do have chemistry coming through here, guys. So this person that you are thinking about for this reading, Virgo, no doubt about it, there's that strong magnetic attraction between the two of you. It does not matter that you guys are in separation. You still feel this person in the 5D, and it's mutual. It is mutual. I'm picking up off of that here. Perhaps they regret their actions, you know, and they need to grow and learn from the experience. And if they're coming towards you or wanting to touch base with you and they haven't learned their lessons, perhaps that's part of the warning that's coming through here, because you're just going to end up repeating the same patterns that you guys were on before. And that's ultimately not what you're wanting, especially if you are a divine feminine. So even though you have a lot of love for this person still, I feel, you would end up still choosing to walk away if they haven't changed the parts of themselves that were challenging the situation before. We do have playfulness energy coming through here. We have codependency as the bottom of the deck. So this person might have some addictions that they are battling at this time. Either a drinking problem, a drug problem, some sort of addictive, codependent behavior. But no doubt, guys, you guys had a really good magnetic attraction with this person. And when you guys spent time together, playful energy, very light-hearted energy. You guys were romantic with each other, but you guys had a lot of fun too. You know, it wasn't all serious all the time. You guys had very fun, adventurous connections with each other when you guys spent time together. All right, so I wanted to grab some card decks that will get the dialogue started between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So let's start off with the divine feminine. Okay, so starting with the Twin Flame Messages deck by Mystic Moon. So let's start off by tapping into divine feminine energy. You don't have to identify with the twin flame connection though, guys. That's just the name of the card deck. All right, angels and spirit guides, delving into the thought processes of the divine feminine. Words, feelings, emotions that have not been expressed. Let's take a look and see if my divine feminine could speak to the divine masculine that more than likely you are in separation from. What words would she want to say? I'm a better person because of you. Look at this bottom card, guys. I still love you. I have a divine feminine here who still has love for this person, regardless of the fact that you guys are in separation, regardless of the fact that there is distance and cold, stagnant energy more than likely. She still loves the divine masculine, but also recognizing the fact that her life has vastly changed. You know, she is a better person as a result of getting to know the divine masculine. he has impacted her life in some way, shape, or form. It changed who she was or who she is to the very core, and for the better, you know. The relationship may have fizzled and there might be a separation here. None of that matters, because at the end of the day, these are two people that connected, that have a pretty magnetic attraction towards each other, great chemistry, and when you guys were connecting with each other, you guys had a lot of fun. Wonderful conversations is what I'm tapping into here. All right, so let's dig a little deeper with the Twin Flame Messages Volume 2, again by Mystic Moon. So this is now representing the Divine Masculine, and let's take a look and see if the Divine Masculine could speak up at this time. What would he want to say? And of course, guys, these messages could be reversed, so take it for however way it makes sense for your situation. Doesn't have to be so gender specific. All right, let's take a look and see. From the Divine Masculine standpoint, what words, thoughts, feelings, and emotions need to be expressed? What else do we need to know in regard to that cold energy? Cold and confused and pitiful energy. All right, the Divine Masculine has a lot to say here. I look at your picture often. I don't think I can take your reaction right now. I was reminded of your scent recently. Look at this bottom card. It really was me, not you. The Divine Masculine is still thinking about his Divine Feminine, but he's not ready to come forward. There's a reason for that cold energy. He's got some growing up to do. He's got some lessons that he needs to learn. He's got some wisdom that needs to be gained as a result of the separation and distance here. So he's not ready to see what sort of reaction the Divine Feminine would have towards reconciliation. But he thinks of the Divine Feminine often. You know, I look at your picture often. I was reminded of your scent recently. And the Divine Masculine is acknowledging, you know, that it may have been his fault as to why this relationship ended up not working out. Okay, so I want to delve further into that dialogue with the Twin Flame Soulmate Unspoken Messages deck by Waite Tarot. Again, this is tapping into the Divine Feminine energy. Let's see what else the Divine Feminine would want to say if she could. Let's take a look and see. So angels and spirit guides for Virgo. What else does the Divine Feminine need to express through these unspoken words, unspoken messages towards the Divine Masculine at this time? What else needs to come through here, please? I have a Divine Feminine here who still loves the Divine Masculine. But what else? What else does she need to say? Oh my gosh. You are my personal drug, addicted to you. Okay, that's super interesting, guys, considering we do have this codependency card that came through. So this could very well not only be dealing with somebody who might have a drinking problem, perhaps my Divine Masculine, I'm feeling, might be overindulging a little bit in that regard. But part of this codependency is that I have a Divine Feminine who feels that the Divine Masculine is like a drug to her. You know, the type of love and affection that she feels or felt when you guys were together, or whenever the thought of the Divine Masculine crosses your mind, especially if you happen to be Divine Feminine. You know, you're addicted to loving this person. Look at this bottom card. Passion is strong. The passion is strong, especially for those of you guys who were intimate with each other, sexually connected with this individual, and there was intimacy here. I feel that it was magnetic. The chemistry was off the charts. Passion was intense. Wow. All right, so let's dig a little deeper and see what else the divine masculine needs to say. Angels and spirit guides for Virgo. So this is now Unspoken Messages Volume 2 by Waite Tarot. What else does the divine masculine need to say towards the divine feminine? Because my divine feminine, she's still in love. She's addicted to loving her divine masculine here. And totally indicating here that the passion was pretty strong. So regardless of the separation and distance here, guys, there's still love here from the divine feminine for the divine masculine. All right, what else, please? Angels and spirit guides for Virgo, for the divine masculine in this scenario. The truth is, I'm unconditionally and irrevocably in love with you. This card came out for the Aries reading as well. So for my cross watchers, if you happen to be thinking of an Aries, could be an Aries for some of you. But of course, it doesn't have to be for all. But yeah, these are two people that still have love for each other. I have a divine masculine who's still looking at the divine feminine's picture here. When he catches a whiff of a particular perfume, or however way the divine feminine, has a particular scent that he loves, and it brings him back to when you guys were together. And he is acknowledging that, more than likely he caused the issues that brought you guys into separation. Look at this bottom card here, guys. Again, this is tapping into divine masculine energy. I often fall asleep crying. I miss you with all my heart. Wow. So not only do we have a divine feminine saying, I still love you, there's passion here. You are my personal drug. I'm addicted to you. And now we've got a divine masculine saying, the truth is, I'm unconditionally and irrevocably in love with you. That's major. Two people that still have love. So much love still, despite the distance, despite the disconnection, despite the challenges, despite whatever it was that brought you guys into separation. What's being unexpressed here, what is beneath the surface, underneath all those layers, is that you guys love each other. You guys love each other. That is what's coming through here. And perhaps, especially for my divine feminines, I'm feeling that there are times when you convince yourself that it may not have been as special as you thought it was, and that the intensity of the passion that you felt with your divine masculine may not have been as strong as you thought it was, but it actually is. This is confirming it for you, that it actually is. And for my divine masculines, finally, this is coming to the surface that you still have love, so much love for the divine feminine, and that you still miss her. I miss you with all my heart. This is someone, a divine masculine, and I know that that's a little bit dramatic, saying, I often fall asleep crying. That might not literally be the case, but I mean, this is somebody, a divine masculine, who truly misses his divine feminine, losing sleep over this, that you guys are in separation, that you cannot be together. There's a reason why you can't be together. For some of you guys, it's a third party that's standing in the way of that. Someone may already be committed in another relationship, and this person came in as a third party. And that's not the first time that that storyline actually interjected itself in a Virgo reading. But it's coming through here, guys. It's still coming through here. You guys still love each other. Let's add to this with some signs from Spirit, Love Oracle. So angels and spirit guides for my Virgos, what else please needs to come through here at this time? What else do we need to know please for Virgo, love and life for the first half of September? What else do we need to know? Especially for my Virgos celebrating birthdays. Hidden knowledge. As I had mentioned, there are certain things that are beneath the surface, Virgo. Part of that hidden knowledge is knowing that you still have love, especially for my divine feminines, you still have love for your divine masculine. And for my divine masculines, you know that you still have love for your divine feminine. But you're not choosing to disclose this to anyone. Perhaps you're keeping this hidden in your heart because you guys are in separation from each other, and perhaps you guys may already be in other relationships, but you're still very much thinking about this person that you are in separation from, because more than likely, perhaps you feel as though this is the one that got away. Perhaps you feel that this is somebody that was your soulmate. And for some of you, you might be identifying with a twin flame connection. What else do we need to know, please? And it does take time to form a pearl. You know, that is part of the energy of this card. So it might take time, guys, to be able to give you guys a second chance to reconnect if there is a reconciliation in the books here for this connection. And if it's not a reconciliation, you know, time is involved here to possibly give you the opportunity to reconnect and just have closure in regard to the connection itself. Cloud shapes and guardian angels. Me personally, you know, I've had so many experiences where I'll just randomly look up at the sky and I'll see a message that no one else in my family can possibly make out. They think I'm crazy. And it happens to me all the time. And perhaps if this is something that you can relate to, you know, I tap into guardian angel energy, and that's part of the energy that this card brings forward. Cloud shapes and guardian angels, that to me is a sign that your guardian angels are protecting you and watching out for you. So that's a beautiful card. And look at this bottom card here, guys. Sound familiar? Aroma and memories. That's tapping back into that message from the divine masculine. I was reminded of your scent recently. This is a second reference to that type of energy. So the divine masculine is heavily thinking about the divine feminine, I feel. And this is so random, but I've got to express it because I feel it. So for some of you, there is a divine masculine that actually went out and bought the perfume that you may be wearing, especially if you're divine feminine and have a particular perfume that you love or a particular scent that you're associated with. Some of you guys have a divine masculine from a distance who actually went out and purchased that particular scent so that they could just remember you. Remember you with fondness, especially those of you who are in separation, which I feel is the majority of you guys tuning in here. They're still thinking about you. You guys still actually miss each other and still thinking about each other, regardless of the separation and distance here. Still a lot of love here between two people. All right, guys. So let's add to this with some Lover's Oracle. So angels and spirit guides for Virgo, please, for this first half of September. For my Virgos especially, celebrating birthdays. All right, some messages from the Lover's Oracle here. Let's grab this bottom card. Okay, what do we have? Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So for some of you, you might be holding on to some sort of resentment here, you know, and going back to the focused messages that were pulled, the very first one, you know, don't say shit you don't mean just because you're mad. So perhaps you guys had arguments and you said a lot of things that you ended up not meaning, okay? And you confuse your own damn self. So you're kind of getting in the way of your own way of thinking. And this card is just coming through to let you know that in order to see things clearly, to gain clarity, you need to kind of free your mind and let go of any sort of resentment that you might be holding on to in regard to the situation. And then we've got this card coming through. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Isn't that perfect for some of you? You know, that's part of this walking away energy and finding a new possibility for yourself, new opportunities, and going back to that focused message of have faith. Follow it with faith. Trust your faith in the situation. Okay? So there's something so much larger than you, Virgo, that you might not even know what's going on behind the scenes, below the surface, with your person that you're thinking about for this reading, you know? So just have some faith that at the end of the day, things are going to work out the way they are meant to. It's going to work out the way it was meant to, okay? All right, guys, let's close out this reading with some angel answers. So if there's a particular question that you have in mind, please focus on that. And if not, let's just see what answers the angels feel you need to hear at this time. So angels and spirit guides for Virgo for the first half of September. Please bring it forward, whatever messages need to come through here at this time. You don't have to resonate with each and every card here, guys. Take it for however way it makes sense for you. For my Virgos, please, angels and spirit guides. Within the next few weeks. So within the next few weeks, there might be some shifts happening in a situation, certainly in regard to your love life, Virgo. So keep a lookout for that. That's a particular time frame that the angels are coming through with. What else, please, for Virgo for the first half of September? Here we go again. Trust. Trust. Have faith. Give it over to God. Give it over to the universe to work itself out. You know, sometimes when we're holding on so tightly to what it is that we want, it's very difficult for the universe to step in to actually start shifting things in the right direction for you or to work on your behalf. So learn to trust. I know that can't be easy, but it's something that you definitely need to work on, Virgo. Let's grab one more. One more, please, for Virgo. Angels and spirit guides for Virgo, please. What else? Look at this. Romance, bottom of the deck. You're ready. Wow. So for some of my Virgos tuning in, part of that walking away, part of that new direction that you are going, there is romance that's coming in for you and you're ready for it. It could very well be with the divine person that you're thinking about for this reading, whether it is divine masculine or divine feminine, does not matter. But yeah, within the next few weeks, trust that romance will be coming in for you because you're ready. That's what I'm getting from that. And of course, take it for however way it makes sense for you. If these messages are resonating in a different way for you, take it for however way it's coming through for you. All right, guys. So that's what I've got this time around. There's so much here to take in, but whatever part of this reading is resonating with your situation, I do hope that it offered you some guidance here that you could use. And if you are interested in a private reading, that info is down below in the description box, guys. I will be back very soon with more readings, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.